Good morning. Some of you asked how this little rescue got started, those of you that are new to us. So I'm just going to take a quick minute to explain. I have little Cricket here just purring away on my lap. So about 4 years ago now, maybe even 5 now that I think of it, I was a high school freshman English teacher. And in the month of October, after 23 years of teaching, I ended up in the ER with a blood pressure of 225. And long story short, the doctors said that they believed it was an extreme panic attack from the stress of teaching and recommended that I not go back. At the same time, my mom was living here in this little small town of Belding with her husband, Art, and he was going into the beginning stages of dementia and starting to decline. And so I was no longer teaching. I was on short-term disability for a while, but I was in a hard place, and my mom, who was still working in a factory at the age of 70, I think 73 at that time, she was in a hard place because she had to quit her factory job in order to take care of Art. Well, I decided then at that point to move into the upstairs of the house here, which happens to be my great-grandmother's house. And over the next couple of years, I recovered from my experience and my health issues, and Mom cared for Art, but she was able to care for Art and quit her factory job because my teaching disability helped with that. Anyway, flash forward a little bit, and in the middle of all of that, Art has since passed away. And this garage space, this giant garage space, was actually a leather working shop back when Art was healthy. And Mom and Art had this giant garage, and they did leather work out here, making all sorts of trunks and belts and purses and things like that. Well, over the years, as Art started to decline, we started to sell off some of the machines and the leather pieces, and this space kind of cleared out. And at the same time, Mom had been for years feeding feral cats that would come to the door. But she, because of what she was dealing with, working a full-time job, dealing with Art's health issues, it was just basically, I'm going to feed these cats and help them. But they were reproducing at an astounding rate. So when I moved in, I had all the time in the world on my hands because I didn't go back to teaching. I didn't have anything else that I was doing because I was just recovering from decades of stress. I started to say to Mom, we need to trap some of these cats and get them fixed because this is getting out of control. Mama cat, who's in this cage right here, had already had like 4 litters. So we started to trap them and take them in and get them fixed. And basically, it turned from just trapping the cats in our immediate area to a neighbor across the way saying, well, we have a whole colony of cats over here that need to get fixed. So we went over there and helped them. And then somebody else in the community heard about what we did for them and said, we have a huge colony of cats over here. Could you help us? And little by little, we started to do that. I started to do that with the time that I had on my hands. And slowly over that time, first I realized, wow, I'm spending any money that I have coming in on getting these cats fixed and I need help. So I started to fundraise with the community and people actually came through. And then it occurred to me, you know, if I become an official nonprofit, maybe I could get grants to help pay for this. So I became an official nonprofit, which I'm very glad I did, but I will say that grants in this business are elusive. Well, when I was a teacher, I was a teacher of what was termed at that time at-risk kids. They use a different term now. But there were state funds all over the place, and I would write grants as a teacher all the time, and money would come in, and it was wonderful, and I'd have all of these programs and special books and all of that stuff. But I haven't found it to be as easy in the world of cats. Lots of long waiting lists, lots of hoops to jump through, and so we haven't received any grants, even though I thought for sure they'd come rolling in. But we became a nonprofit, which has helped us in a lot of ways, and I don't regret it. And then as we continued to grow, this garage space that used to be a leatherworking shop just slowly, in little pieces at a time, started to morph into our little cat rescue. So, for example, this giant hole was not here in the beginning. This was a separate room. And actually, this was our first little cat room space. But then we put this hole in, and all of those cat condos were built. And slowly over time, we kept pushing into the other side of the garage. Now what we're left with is just one stall for the car that we share together. And little by little, this little shop has turned into a cat rescue. And our numbers have gone up. We're at about 500 cats that we have done TNR on. And trap, neuter, return, or rehome. And we have found homes for countless cats. And so that's how this little mission grew. It's just me and Mama now. We're in my great-grandmother's house. Mama has the main floor, and then I turned the whole upstairs into a little apartment. I have a kitchenette up there, a little living room. I actually built an addition and added a bathroom. I used some of my teacher retirement fund towards that. And basically it's the two of us, and we're making it together. Mama has her Social Security. I have some investments that I had as a teacher. We live on very small income, but we're making it. And I've been able to find a way to take all the skills I had as a teacher, which, you know, I loved my job as a teacher. Stress just ended it for me. And to be clear, it wasn't so much stress from the students. It was stress from administration and constant evaluations and standardized tests and all these awful things that just kind of ruined the career for me. But I was able to take all the good things I learned as a teacher and apply them to this new career. And I've been able to have an outlet for all the love I have to give, but it's on my terms, and it's just really been a wonderful thing, and it's really in a lot of ways saved me. We save these cats, but they save me in a lot of ways too. So that's just a little background into who we are and how we got started. 51-year-old daughter and her 77-year-old mother, and we're rounding the corner to 500 cats fixed. And we're pretty proud of our little mission. So that's us. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Any questions, just ask. So glad you're along for the ride.